Hi, welcome to Texas Lone Wolf 73 channel. Now we're going to go ahead and just dive in, okay? Can the United States become Venezuela? All right. Now you may want to turn your volume up because we're going to jump right into it, shall we? So, will the United States be like Venezuela? Venezuela, okay, prior to 2012, voted in socialism. They wanted socialism so bad. They voted it in. Once it got a hold of all crucial governmental infrastructures, it became full fledged communist. And people hand over their weapons, they become sitting ducks. Now, now, will the U.S. will experience many contractions and issues. So, will the U.S. collapse like Venezuela? Right now, the answer is uncertain. People are throwing away their votes. They're not looking at what's right in front of them. They vote for what they like. Let me tell you something. Venezuela did the same thing. They voted for what they like without thinking twice about the outcome of the said votes. They voted in socialism under Hugo Chavez, and he created an army called Chavista. He did it with a consent. Hugo Chavez took Venezuela over. He took Venezuela. Or he took over Venezuela. He took it over gradually, and people were being told that they're being extorted over oil. Now, the people voted in socialism. They handed over their weapons. Their money is worthless. They voted in socialism. As we speak, the whole country is a dictatorship. So, with this being said, all right, I'm gonna read over this. I want you to read this. Now, U.S. will experience many contractions and issues. For one, the U.S. being invaded by a foreign population engaged in brutal gray zone warfare against civilian population. That means the American citizens poisoned with fentanyl. So our own government's involved in this, whether you believe this or not. How to take the United States down? You have to attack the food chain. You have to attack the traditional family structure. All right? Right now, the birth rate in the U.S. is falling. More and more women are falling victims to feminism instead of allowing femininity to rule in their lives and become great wives and bear children to help replace the aging population. But yes, they won't say my body, my choice. But there are consequences to this. There are consequences to this. So, what is going to happen when everybody gets into that feminism ideology, starts backing it up, and get burned out? Then, for the women themselves, they hit that. No, don't get me wrong. They say never ask a woman her age, but so this is going to be relevant. Okay? Now, sit tight. This is relevant. When a woman hits 35, chances of getting pregnant decreases rapidly afterwards. Yeah, I know they can become mothers at the age 50. Let me tell you, in that age group, to be a mom is very dangerous. You should have had children when you were in your 20s. It's much more easier, safer, and you got plenty of room to grow in wisdom. Instead of just swallowing the poison pill of feminism, working your backsides off, saving up loads of money that is not going to be. It's like running to a college and getting that useless piece of paper called degree and waving that thing around. Yeah, look here. I went into debt for this. I went into debt for that. I got my associates. I went into debt for this. It's like a dime a dozen. I'm gonna tell you that thing is worthless. Society tells you, oh well, you want to get a good job, go to school, go to college, get this, get that. Right now, as we speak, the only industry that has major shortages, and we are importing people from other countries to fill in the role in this field. It is the medical field. We need more doctors, more nurses, more techs, more RNs, more LVNs. The majority of the people here either waiting on a handout or don't want to run to college and get indoctrinated by so-called leftist professors in this BS, DEI BS, you know, diversity, inclusion, and integrity, or whatever you call that crapola. And most companies are pushing DEI out of the workplace and firing the whole enforcement squad because it's affecting the bottom line. And this is part of the what's called the Marxist revolution. In China, they have this. Now, China is pushing on so-called social credit system. If you did jaywalk, they deducted points off you. And if you get a low score, you can't even get a job, can't even get a loan, can't even do anything. And they're pushing for this social credit system in the United States. All the other worlds, like the other countries in this world, are pushing for this. And let me tell you, this is going to end very badly. In leaders or people that are running for public office, you probably don't remember, but Donald J. Trump said the system is rigged. It's not just in the US, it's everywhere. It's rigged. And the bankers fixed it like this. You know what? Not only we have deep state in the US, we have deep state in Europe, we have deep state in the UK. Perhaps the most unreported, the most unreported news can be found on Rumble. Okay? And notice, you can't find this on YouTube. Now, what I have found on YouTube is all censored. It's edited. The whole world is falling apart at the seams, but yet YouTube is similar to Germany in the 1930s and 40s. They're talking about all good things happening while the world is falling apart at the seams. Nobody wants to talk about this. Now, we're going to go ahead and read on this. For one, U.S. being invaded by foreign population engaging in brutal gray zone warfare against civilian population. Poisoning with fentanyl, taking over criminal organization, police forces, prisons, organizing terror attacks, human trafficking, etc. Guess what? All the politicians are involved in this. The bankers are involved in this. We can't have peace in the United States. And what is actually happened is the attack of the traditional family unit that led to this. Now, we're having wars for refugees, intentionally weakening the state's identity and borders. So, a lot of bad boys are coming from other countries. They like to beat around on women and stuff, and women are attracted to bad boys. They say, "Well, you're not my type." Let me tell you this: a good man that goes to work and earns a paycheck are not these young women's type. And these young women are going to fall miserably when they hit in their decline. The men that they have avoided, they're going to go chase after them. And guess what? The men that have finally their money taken off at the back of their career, guess what's going to happen? They are going to level up in life. And you know what? These girls that, or these females that push the good men in the friend zone, start looking in the friend zone, trying to find them, they ain't going to find them there. And, well, this is part of the reason why I'm bringing this up, okay? Now, the United States would be taken over by population assaulting our nation within our lifetime, single lifetime, with these cartels will overtake the criminalization, which are incredibly powerful. Well, the CIA is enabling this, okay, in spite of what people seem to think. See, we're in a matrix, okay? And I'm bringing this up because I want to educate the population on what is happening in front of their eyes. It don't matter if you're a Democrat or Republican. They both belong to the same group. Okay? The enemy is the 33rd Mason Secret Society. Their aim is to undermine the government of the U.S. All right. The nationalist tensions were sparked by these two ridiculous anti-democratic populations will cause rapid corruption of the central government and local governments around the country. So, take a good look at what's in front of you. If you don't do this, we're all going to pay the price later. So, in a sense, by the end of the century, they're talking about the end of the century, 100 years. Now, school system would be eroded to fight over a language nationalism, with Catholic schools being funded by Latinos with government money, which will anger the Anglo-Americans, led to a realignment of some of them towards the Democratic Party. Remember, the Democratic Party hates everyone, including their own. There would be a spike in gun ownership, repeal of whatever weapons ban gets implemented over the next few decades, resurgence of mass deletions at that point, if they ever slow back down. Mass incarcerations will increase, car accidents, infrastructure erosion, militarism, our wages in relation to the rest of America will decrease. This is happening right now. Has anyone ever paid attention to what's happening in front of them? If you vote for what you like, there's consequences. Voting elections have consequences, as Barack Obama said at one time. Elections have consequences. So, Cuba and Venezuela state-backed groups will be sent to the U.S. to punish us with our suppression, economies, and torture of civilization for man-made scarcity. Aren't you seeing this right now? Aren't you seeing this right now? Look at the vehicles in the dealership lots. An average American cannot afford new vehicles because they are house payments that depreciates. I'm telling y'all this because if you don't wake up and smell the coffee in front of you, we as a nation will be doomed to repeat the mistakes of the other countries who took in socialism, like Germany and Venezuela, of course, Canada. God help us all. Now, they're talking about black Americans. You know what? Americans can be either color of the skin. You could be a mix, could be dark, could be tan, could be white, could be brown. It don't matter. American is an American by birth or by naturalization through the legal channels. All right? Feeling are being replaced in the media. The media is the enemy of the people, whether you know this or not. As someone in the family told me quietly, it's a narrative. It is the narrative. Well, what narrative is it? Is it being pushed by the media? Is it being pushed by the political party of choice? You, as a listener, can make that decision yourself. Don't let nobody sway you. All right? In their communities, and politics will realign towards um, segregation, segregationism, and open the borders of, and it will monitoring and harassment of different people like the 50s and 60s with um, COINTELPRO alongside. It's it's going to get ugly before it gets better. Okay? A lot of people don't realize. Now, there would be mass refugee wave of different cultures at the end of the century, along with a immigration of, you know, think about this. It's this is going to cause a rift in the deep state and bureaucracies and military imperialistic machinations across the world like the 50s, 60s, and 90s, 2000. And they'll spread mass surveillance and corruption through the government, and then it become dominant in the economy, not the wealthy, the ethnic groups. But think about this. They will start an economic wage war on entrepreneur classes, just like the Democratic Party sent the armed mob after the entrepreneurs in Minnesota and burnt down a lot of mom and pop businesses. That was by design. I'm telling you, And everything is all rooted in here with the banks starting and inciting these, what you call it, it's going to hurt everyone in the process. So you say you're going to vote for what you like, it has consequences. So, anyways, now I'm going to go ahead and put this here in the. Anyways, I just want y'all to take. I just want to go ahead and share this with you. But the United States it's got a mixed government, part socialist, part free, and technically, you don't pay your taxes on your home. Your home gets sold in the auction to the next buyer who's continuing to pay taxes on that said home. This is the very same system that our forefathers fought in the American Revolution to prevent. And guess what? We allow ourselves to get made into debt slaves to the system. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put this in here in the description. And I want to say thank you all for watching and observing what I had to talk about. Now, have a good day, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and a notification bell to hear more videos coming out. And peace.